This is a housefly that's been sitting around this wall for the past 3 days. And even though it can fly anywhere it wants to, it still chooses to stay on a wall for hours. And there is a very high chance that this housefly will spend its entire life within the same 4 walls. Don't be surprised, because you are also behaving like this housefly, especially when you're hooked scrolling your phones. You can be designing, building, exercising, traveling, but you still end up staying on your phone for hundreds of hours every single year. The issue is not using your phone too much. In fact, using your phone smartly can actually help you build your own business. AI is going to give birth to thousands of single-person agencies in 2025. In today's video, I will teach you how you can take the first steps towards using just your phone with an app created by the sponsors of today's video, Connecteam, an all-in-one employee management platform designed to help you run your agency business more efficiently. Welcome to the Cutting Edge School, enabled by the 01 Network by Zerodha. This is Ansh Mehra, and in today's lecture, we will go through multiple chapters with actionable checklists and prompts to help you get clarity on how you can plan your career and grow your first business. To help you set up your own business, we will also give you free checklists at the end of this video. So make sure that you stay till the end. Getting things done requires a 5-part checklist. You have vision, intent, energy, plan of action, and capital. If you don't have a vision or a clear goal, there are 4 important videos that I will share in description that will help you plan your career, shortlist highest paying career options, set weekly goals, and also create a roadmap for your upskilling. Because who you work with and what you work on is way more important than how hard you work. Now, once you've seen these 4 videos, your homework is to write down what are the 3 most valuable goals for increasing your skills and income, and what are the first 3 skills or softwares that you need to learn in the next 60 days. Once you have a clear vision, you need to set a strong intent. And it took me a long time to realize that just being motivated to do something is not enough. You need to create a strong intention behind your goals. And our intention can be created through strong emotions and a genuine why behind your vision. But why is this intention thing so important? Why can't you just hustle your way up without any emotion? Because the moment you open up your eyes every single morning and get out of bed, your brain starts to look for intent. Without a strong intention to do something, your brain will not take your goal seriously. For each goal, write down the intent behind achieving the goal. Why do you want it so badly? Why is it so important to you? After intent comes energy. This includes your physical energy as well as your emotional energy. But why is energy so important? Because energy gives you speed. Patrick Collision, CEO of Stripe, a multi-million-dollar company, says that speed is a competitive advantage and moving fast is a habit. But you cannot build the habit of moving fast until and unless you practice speed. And you cannot get speed unless you have high energy. You cannot have high energy unless you're taking care of your physical and mental well-being. Let's say you and your friend both have a creative agency. You're from the same college, have the same number of people on your team, same level of experience as well. You want everything to be perfect for your client. But your friend is okay being imperfect as long as things are being delivered fast and getting feedback quickly. You spend weeks focusing on every minute detail. Your friend finalizes the basic details and decides to move fast. You are using paper notes and your memory to keep a track of things, but your friend is using very specific apps that help her manage her business and her life very smoothly. Now imagine if this continues for a year. While you are creating everything perfectly from scratch, your friend is out there building on top of existing apps and getting more clients day in and day out. Her competitive advantage is not intelligence or education. It is high intent, high energy, and high speed. But how exactly do you increase your intent and speed? How do you start if you don't have any experience whatsoever? And what are the best mental models to help you take your business and your life to the next level? In a 2019 podcast, millionaire venture capitalist Ravikant said,
in terms of pick people to work with that have high intelligence, high energy, and high integrity, I find that's the 3-part checklist that you cannot compromise on.
Now, most people can be categorized using this quadrant by Shreyash Doshi. It says that there are two personality traits in everyone. Number one is talent, which depends on how intelligent and skilled you are at your job. And number two is agency. Your agency depends on how much accountability you can take without having anyone to spoon feed you. A person with high agency will be able to help solve problems on their own without any reminders, while a person with low agency will constantly ask questions to figure out minor things and will need constant following up. The quadrant is divided into 4 parts. There's people with low talent and high talent, and you have people with low agency and high agency. The people who have low talent and low agency are cogs in the wheel, which means that they are a blocker to a company and can spoil the system just by being present. The people who have high talent but low agency are frustrated geniuses. They know that they are smart and have a lot of potential to achieve their dreams, but are too lazy to actually act on it. The people who have low talent and high agency are called go-getters. And even though they don't have a lot of talent, they work so hard and with so much of dedication that eventually their talent catches up with their energy. Any person who starts with low talent and high agency eventually shifts to the next quadrant, which is called the game changers. This is the most valuable quadrant and has people with high talent and high agency. Now I want you to aim to get to this quadrant. If you get to this quadrant, your life will fundamentally change forever. When you're hiring someone, you need to either pick a go-getter or a game changer. If you provide the right environment to the go-getters, they will eventually become game-changing members of your team, because who you work with and what you work on is way more important than how hard you work. Which means that when you're hiring people for your first business, it's extremely important to shortlist the right people and to create a structure where that talent can thrive. But building a team and maintaining people is extremely difficult, and this is where Connecteam comes into the picture, because they have an HR and skills feature which makes this entire process very easy. And you can manage all of this on your phone. Now they have multiple features in this section. Number one, you can upload pre-recorded courses to onboard all of your new employees and train them. So what I would do is create detailed videos on every single process in my company, like how to edit a reel or how to write a script. I can either do this manually or use AI to generate them for me. The best part is I can do all of this using my phone. This way, anytime I hire a new scriptwriter or a video editor, they can watch these tutorials instead of me having to sit and teach them everything from scratch. To make it more interesting, I can also add a quiz at the end of this course to actually see how much they have learned and what areas would need improvement. On number 2, we have rewards. This feature is designed to motivate your team by giving them rewards for good performance or special occasions. Your team can then convert those tokens into gift cards for shops and services. You can even automate this process by setting auto rewards for your employees who finish giving tasks. On number 3 are documents. The documents feature organizes all of your company's documentation in a single place. It could be employee documents, client contracts, licenses, and even certifications. And you'll be able to upload, store, and view them in the same platform, so no document ever gets lost. You can set an expiration date, so whenever a document or a license is expiring, you'll get a reminder to renew it. On number 4, you have time off. This is a great feature to help you track your team's absence and holidays automatically instead of you having to manually enter the date on a sheet. This way, you don't have to manually calculate off times, and leaves will automatically be deducted, so there are no manual errors in calculation. But just hiring a lot of people will not help you succeed. If you don't train them and set systems, you might end up killing your own company. If you look at some of the most successful leaders in the world, they'll tell you that success is a subtractive process and not an additive process. But what does that even mean? Most people think that success comes from doing more, from adding more goals, more habits, more tools, more features, and more hard work. But the most successful people start by doing the opposite. They don't think about what to add. They analyze what to subtract. They subtract distractions, they simplify their routine, they focus on fewer things and aim to perfect everything that they do. It's like when you're cleaning your room, what's the first thing that you do? Do you add a super fancy fountain display, or do you remove the mess on your floor? Because the goal isn't to do more things, it's to do less things in the best way possible. Because sometimes doing more can actually make things worse. For example, this is Trisha. She works for almost 16 hours every day. Her to-do list is bigger than the Stanley bottle she brings to work every day. She's been doing this for about 2 years now and is starting to feel burnt out. She never has the time to meet her friends or go to the gym or pursue a hobby. She probably has a couple of weeks before she completely burns out. So she has a decision to make. Either she continues at this pace and breaks down eventually, or she can find balance and go on for longer. This is where she needs to realize that doing more is actually counterproductive in the longer run. Now, this is where the inversion principle comes in, where instead of figuring out what to do, you first eliminate the what not to do. Make a checklist of everything you and your company needs to stop doing and eliminate that first. This method helps you approach problems in the reverse, which often reveals a lot of blind spots that you wouldn't have seen otherwise. For example, working extra hours might boost your productivity at first, but after a point, you'll get tired and start making mistakes, which eventually makes the whole situation much worse. This mental model can remind you to pause and ask that, is this task the most important thing to do? Is this minor detail going to matter in the longer run? Is this system working or holding me back? Am I working on the business or am I working in the business? Is this taking me closer to the life I actually want or just keeping me busy? Once you've removed unnecessary tasks, you can start listing the most important things that you need to do. For example, if I want to organize the task list or schedule shifts for my team, the operations hub of Connecteam has features that will satisfy all of these needs. So let's go through them one by one. On number 1, we have quick tasks. Usually in remote teams, it gets very exhausting to keep a track of people and get them to finish tasks. But here, I can create, assign, and track the progress of tasks all in a single place. I can even give incentives for tasks that are important. I can even track the time my team has spent on specific projects using the time clock feature. Usually, companies only track the in and the out time of employees. But here, I can check how much time was spent on each and every project and make sure that we are spending enough time on the right things and not wasting time on projects that are not so relevant. I can enable alerts for when a member hasn't clocked in yet or when they have exceeded their overtime limits. Another very important feature is the forms feature. Usually, teams need to manually send in emails for reimbursements and expense forms or for reporting any incident. But if you start using Connecteam, you can ask your team to fill up the form using the forms feature on the app. For companies that need to schedule shifts for employees, the job scheduling feature will automatically make the schedule according to everyone's availability. This is absolutely crazy. Imagine how much time this will save for managers of retail stores or restaurants. You can also pick from ready-to-use templates and copy older schedules. So once you hire the right people, using a strong management tool and creating a good environment will help you succeed faster. But even if you do all of this, there is still one thing that will hold you back. And this is where even experienced founders fail when they scale their company. As Charlie Munger said, invest in a business any fool can run because someday a fool will. This mindset shift will make your business process-driven and not people-driven. The problem starts when you scale your business without any systems. There's a lot of clients, more team members, and if you're not careful, you will end up creating a lot more confusion. Most businesses at this point start relying on one main person to follow up with everyone, to make decisions and to find solutions for every new bottleneck. Now, this is a very dangerous place to be in as a company, because what happens when that one important team member needs a sick day or needs to leave the company? There will be complete chaos that day because that person was the only one capable enough to have a system in their mind. So, how do you avoid this? You document systems that don't need a constant manual review or follow-ups. As a founder or as an agency owner, it's going to be your responsibility to make clear workflows, automations, and checklists that even a beginner in your team can follow. But does that mean that if you create a system, your company will just start running smoothly? Not really, because you need to make sure that these systems are also implemented. Moreover, you need to make sure if your system is even benefiting from the system or if it's just another task for them. So you need to edit and change the system until your team is following it without any checkups. But the job would still be not done because all of these things will keep on evolving. Because even the best systems will break if people don't know how to clearly communicate with each other. Most companies that are in the content industry have a lot of heavy files that need to be sent to multiple people. Usually, everyone has information spread across WhatsApp and Slack and email or Google Drive. And after a point, it would get very difficult for you to find something specific. To solve this problem, your company can use Connecteam's Communication Hub. They have a chat feature where my team can communicate and share files in one single place without juggling between multiple apps for communication. The updates feature is a centralized place where I or my managers in the company can post about updates and announcements. Another very important feature is the directory. This is like the yellow pages that can store contact information of all our vendors and employees and clients directly on the platform. So you don't need to scroll through your contact list or have to manually share them with your team. Everything is easily accessible using Connecteam. The best part is that it's completely free for up to 10 users, and you can try this app for 14 days using their free trial. Now, there are 3 core principles that have the power to completely change how you run your business and even your life. Number 1, surround yourself with people who have high intelligence, high energy, and ethics. Number 2, progress doesn't always mean adding more. Sometimes the smartest move is to subtract. And number 3, build a business that's process driven and not people driven. People will always keep changing. But if your processes and systems are strong, anyone can come and follow it. And here's the thing, most people don't fail because they lack ambition. They fail because they either run in the wrong direction or don't have the right skills or strong systems. So to summarize, this video showed you how you can use your phone to actually build a strong company and improve the way you operate all of your teams or your agency, and actually build a life that operates like a smooth machine and not a chaotic fish market. Check out Connecteam to help you organize your business and run it more efficiently. I'll put the link in description. If you scan this QR code, you will get access to a PDF that has combined checklists from our goal setting video, our agency building video, and a lot of other important things that you need to have to set up your first business. Make sure you comment below your feedback and click on the bell icon so you do not miss our next video. I hope that you're taking care of your mind and body. This is your host Ansh Mehra, and you're watching the Cutting Edge School enabled by the 01 Network by Zerodha.